Welcome out to another episode of Drake's Dungeon. I am Drake. Joining me today to talk about a brand new unit to the game that does some things that we've never even attempted to do before. So this is actually a lot of fun to kind of talk about it. But Nightmare is coming up, our yearly zombie event, and we wanted to do this one really special. We brought along the designer of Dr. Logan, which is going to be a new mercenary zombie unit. He's going to talk a bit about that unit and like what it does, how it works, and everything along that line. So please welcome young Russell.
Hi, how's it going?
It's good. Did you hear all the applause? They're applauding for you over on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I was promised a live studio audience, and I'm glad that I got that.
You know, with the restrictions that are in place these days, it's hard to fully put that together, but we try. We definitely try. My dog is here. She yawned, it looked like. So I think...
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, you got some reaction out of her. Young Russell, you have been a part of the Kixeye team for a long time. You started out in QA. You then moved on to becoming a designer. You also worked in project management while also doing design. So you've been with this team for a few years now. So I'm very happy to finally have you on. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You have done a lot of cool stuff in the game, but I feel like the unit you're working on right now, Dr. Logan, kind of takes the cake of kind of the cool stuff. So before we get into how this unit works, can you give me a little insight on the thought process that went into like why we decided to make a new unit and like where you kind of came up with the ideas for this, like you and the design team?
For sure. So, I mean, the units that I've made in the past, the ones that I'm most proud of, for example, have been the defensive uniques that I've made. So the Outback and the Cardinal. What I've tried to do with those ones is do something that either hasn't been done or something that will make people think that, oh, that's a cool thing. For this one, for Dr. Logan, I really wanted to stretch that idea of taking War Commander, a game that people know, people have been playing for a long time and people love, and see how far we can push that boundary without it being not War Commander anymore. Mm-hmm. So for this unit, its primary new element is that, as far as I know, it is the first unit in the game that has a healing mechanic where as it does damage to enemies, it will heal itself, as well as healing allied zombies as well. And so I wanted to sort of see if the game could handle a unit that can perform heal, and if it does well, and if the player base enjoys it, seeing if we can use this tech in the future, because we made sure that it was versatile enough to use again. And I really just wanted to sort of push the boundary and see if we can make a unit that was kind of weird for War Commander. And I think that the Nightmare event is a perfect opportunity. I know typically we've done 2 zombie events a year, one full zombie event and then the Nightmare event. This year we've kind of condensed them into one event, so I wanted to make sure that one event really felt special. And so we want to make sure we give away a new mercenary champion in the form of this Dr. Logan who really pushes that boundary.
So you're basically saying that not only do we have this new healing mechanic that's going to be part of the unit, but this could potentially open the doors for other healing-focused units or healing-focused tech in the future.
Definitely, yeah. The way that the engineers and I worked on the technology for it, we made sure that if we wanted to take this and use it exactly or a version of it in the future, we can apply it to other units moving forward.
See, that's so cool. And for folks who saw that we delayed the start of this event, just by a day, we're extending it by a day as well. So it'll be starting Friday now instead of Thursday. One of the things about it is we wanted to make sure this mechanic worked perfectly. And so as you heard young Russell say, that this is going to be something that's actually laying the groundwork for some really cool potential future stuff. So that's pretty cool. Dr. Logan is a zombie, though, right? So, this will be the first mercenary hero zombie. How is he going to actually work? I mean, most people are used to having zombies as, single-use units already, but how is this mercenary hero going to be different from the traditional zombies they have?
So, the way that Logan works, traditionally zombies and zombifier tech will infect enemy units with the infected status, and then when they die, they become a zombie for the other team. How this works is Dr. Logan, his weapon is a serum bomb, like a grenade that he throws, and it has a splash radius at the end, and it infects enemy units that are caught within it. When those units die, they become a bit of a special zombie, Dr. Logan's zombie, and so then they go out and infect other zombies with a different infected status, which spawns flame zombies. So it kind of has a layered effect. The other thing he does is that he has two, I call them bodyguard zombies, but you can call them whatever you want to. They spawn on an interval, and when they die, a new one spawns. And as you level them up, these guys get stronger. And these guys infect that same Dr. Logan infected, so they'll spawn these new zombies as well. And so essentially, you'll always have two zombies that will be in your horde, and as long as you use them well, and as long as the base is sort of made for that, you can really build up a giant zombie horde to attack your enemies. And the other nice thing is that the more zombies you have, the better his healing works. Like, it actually you get a boost for how much it heals zombies as he does damage. And later on, you'll also get some other perks in terms of like damage reduction from enemies and extra damage to enemies as well.
Now, isn't there also, once you get him to level 11, it changes the priority status a bit as well?
Yeah, we have that one as well. That's another thing we added in recently where, once he gets to, I think it's level 10, I think. I'll have to verify. But he essentially changes the priority of other zombies so that instead of enemies trying to attack him, or if you have other units that are high priority or ones that you want to keep alive, the enemy units will prioritize your zombies instead, so you can send in those high damage units without risk of getting shot by enemies.
So basically, once you get a good horde going with Dr. Logan, really the only way to take him out is having to just direct strike Dr. Logan, because, the priority is going to be trying to focus on all those other zombies. You're going to have to basically say, no, everything needs to target Dr. Logan right now, or else this is going to get out of control.
Yeah, in terms of if you're facing Dr. Logan, you are going to want to take him out as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Because as soon as he builds up a few other zombies and that horde starts growing, it is going to keep growing and you're going to have a really bad time. Especially because the computer's not going to know which units to target necessarily right away. And Dr. Logan tends to stay a bit further back, and so they'll tend to prioritize the zombies that are running at them. And so you're really going to want to make sure Dr. Logan gets taken out and quickly, because the more time he has to damage you, the more he heals himself as well.
That's cool. It's going to be Halloween year round with Dr. Logan now. Normally we're used to seeing just the zombie units really being used a lot in October, but I think with Dr. Logan, it's going to be zombie during the holidays. It's going to be zombie during the springs. It's going to be zombie during the summers. This is going to be like one of those units that I think people are really going to be using a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really excited for him, and like you said, we did have to push the event by a day. One of the big reasons was because I wanted to make sure that this new unit with its really cool ability didn't fall flat, and I wanted to make sure that it was actually useful and players enjoyed using them, and it'll hopefully allow us to use this tech in the future, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, well, you'll be able to unlock Dr. Logan in Nightmare Buried Alive. You need to first purchase all of the mercenary contracts in the event store. Then once that's done, it will unlock him, and then you'll be able to wreak all the chaos that you can dream of on your enemies. Before we sign off, I want to give the community a bit of an HTML5 update. We got a lot of cool things that are coming up as far as fixes and the like. One of them, the thorium targets, specifically thorium bases 4 and 6. Those have been untargetable on HTML5. That should be fixed coming up with this release. Some units that use laser projectiles, for some reason the laser wasn't appearing. That'll be fixed. Friends lists and bookmarks that have been showing as empty should be fixed. And this is the big one. A lot of players have been talking about having a lot of black screens when they're trying to load the HTML5 client. This is likely due to the fact that it's been a bigger file size for HTML5 upon initial load than it has been with Flash. we've actually done one round of compressing last week, and we're doing another round of compressing to make that file size a bit easier to load. So this should help players get past those initial black screen issues that they're seeing when they try to get into HTML5. On top of that, later this week, we're going to be putting everybody back into HTML5 beta again, like we did last week, with the option to go back to Flash if you like. But we want to make sure everybody every week or so has another chance to try HTML5 to see if it's improved performance, if they're liking it more, because we are fast approaching that deadline of Flash being disabled coming up at the end of this year. So we definitely appreciate all the players that have taken a part in the beta, that have passed along bug reports, that have let us know about the issues that they've had, as well as how much they've been liking it. A lot of people have been loving the faster frame rates and have been seeing a lot of performance improvements as well. So thank you, everybody who's taken a part. We really appreciate it, and we're getting so close to being done with this project, and the future of War Commander is looking bright with what young Russell was saying about some new tech and this awesome unit. So, young Russell, thank you for coming on the show and talking about Dr. Logan. I think it's going to go over great.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited for him.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll be back next month with another episode of Drake's Dungeon. Until then, thank you for playing War Commander. Goodbye.